Hello students. So we have the paper. It's October-November 2019 and it's paper 1, variant 1 as well. So we'll start from question number 1. It says to evaluate 3 times 1 whole 4 over 7, right? So first of all, convert this mixed fraction to a simple fraction like this. 3 times 1 whole 4 over 7, 7 1 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11, so 11 over 7. So no cutting can be possible, so that's why this 3 will multiply by 11, becomes 33 over 7, right? So now we can convert this fraction to mixed fraction as well. So 33 divided by 7, 7 4s are 28, and we are left with 5 as the remainder. So the number can be written as 4 whole 5 over 7. So this is our answer. Okay. The next one is 1.3 times 0.3. So 1.3 times 0.3, this 1 point, if I remove this point, it becomes 13 over 10, and similarly if I remove this point, this becomes 3 over 10, sorry. So actually we write the number of zeros which are actually equivalent to the number of digits after the decimal, right? So it becomes 13 3s are 39 and 10 10s are 100. So 100 has 2 zeros, so that's why the decimal should go 2 digits back, 1 and 2. So the answer will be 0.39. Got it? Okay. The next question, question number 2, the scatter diagram shows the marks that 12 students each obtained in test A and test B. And we cannot see any kind of pattern, so there is no correlation. Got it? In this scatter diagram. So giving reason why it is not appropriate to draw a line for the best fit in this diagram, because there is no correlation. So there is no correlation. In test A and test B marks, right? Okay. Okay, so next one is the diagram shows the net of a solid. What is the special mathematical name of this solid? So if we join these two corners, right? So we have a pyramid, right? Like just like this. It will be just like this. So this is actually the pyramid. Okay, the next one is for this solid, write down the number of vertices. So how many vertices of this solid? You can see 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, and this is 5, right? So there are 5 vertices for this solid. Okay, next is factorize 1 minus 36p square. So there are 2 terms and the negative sign between them. So we know that this is actually a square minus b square form, and it is equal to a minus b into a plus b. This is the algebraic identity we'll be using here, right? So the first term should be written in the square, so that becomes a square, and similarly this second should be written in the square as well. Now inserting the values, obviously 1 square is 1 So I'm writing 1 inside this bracket, and okay, the square root of 36p square, or we can say that the square of 6p is actually 36p square. So we have found the values of a and b. According to the identity, this thing is equal to a minus b into a plus b. So it is 1 minus 6p into 1 plus 6p, right? Okay, the next thing, factorize 4x plus 3y plus xy plus 12. So there isn't any common in the first two terms. So that's why I'm writing the first and fourth term first, and then third and second. So I'm arranging like this: 4x plus 12 and then 3y plus xy. And there is a common in the first two terms, which is 4. So, and the leftovers will be x plus 3, because 4 3s are 12. This sign should be written as it is. And now what is the common in the second, fourth and third term? And obviously it is y. So the leftovers will be 3 plus x. And x plus 3, 3 plus are the same thing, so they can be taken as common. Television program is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. So it starts at 22:45, and this is actually a 24-hour clock. At what time does it finish? So this is actually the duration of the program, right? 2 hours 40 minutes, and this is the starting time. So to find end time, obviously we should add them. So the starting time is 22:45, and this is actually the duration, which is 2 hours 40 minutes. So I'm writing 40 minutes under the minute clock and 2 hours in the hour clock. Okay, so we can add them. 5 plus 0, 5, and 4 plus 4, 8. And we know that we cannot write the 8 in the minutes clock, because the minute clock actually starts from 00 to 59. Clear? So that's why this will be subtracted. 60 will be subtracted from it, and if we just add them, it will become 24. So 85 cannot be written. So that's why I'm subtracting 60, which is actually equal to 1 hour. So we'll have to wait 25, and this 1 minute actually will be added in 24. So 24 plus 1 gives you 25. And again, this is actually a hour clock, and we cannot write 25 hour clock, because hour clock actually starts from 00 to 23, right? So that's why I'm subtracting the 24 from it. So it gives you 0, 1, 25 on the next day, right? Okay. The next question is, the program contains 8 advertisements as advertisement breaks, each of which lasts 3 minutes. Find the fraction of the 2 hour and 40 minutes that is taken by advertisement. So the fraction will be obviously the time for the 8 advertisement divided by the total time, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes of the program, right? So 8 times 3, this will be the time for advertisement, 24 minutes, because each advertisement of 3 minutes, right? So now divide this by the total time, and you can see that this is actually written in the minutes, so that's why the total time should be written in the minute as well. So we can write in the fraction. Got it? So 2 hours, 2 will be multiplied by 60 to become minutes, and then plus 40 minutes as it is. So it will be 24 divided by 260, the 120, and 120 plus 4 is 160. Okay, we can simplify it. Divide by 4, yes, 4 6 are 24 and 4 40s are 160, right? Again divide by 2, 2 3s are 6 and 3 20s are 40. So the fraction we got is 3 over 20, right? Okay, write these values in order starting from the smallest. So some of the values are in fractions and some values are in decimals. So we have to convert all the values in decimals so we can compare them, right? So if I divide this 1 over 30, it becomes 0.0333, so on. It is already in decimal, 0.03. The next is 1 over 10, which will be 0.1. And what about 5%? 5% means 5 over 100, right? So it becomes 0.05. And 2 over 25, we can divide it, inserting point 20, still it's less than 25, so I'm inserting 0, so it becomes 200, right? So 25, yes, 8s are 200, so it means this number will be 0.08. Now we can compare these numbers. Starting from the smallest, so smallest should be 0.0301, yes, this is the smallest one. So I'm giving the numbers. This is the smallest one. Then we have 0.05, no, 0.0333, this is second. And then we have third, this is fourth, and this is fifth, right? Okay, writing the numbers should be written in the original form, right? So 1 over 0.03, the smallest one. Then we have 1 over 30. Then we have third 5%. Then 2 over 25. Then fifth 1 over 10. Okay. Okay, the next question is y is directly proportional to x when x equal to 4 and y equal to t. Find x in terms of t when y equals 2. So first of all, writing this this statement in mathematical form, y is directly proportional to. So y is directly proportional sign is this. Proportional sign is this. Directly means the x should be in the numerator, right? Now converting this proportionality into an equation, we need to multiply this x by a constant of proportionality. Say this constant of proportionality is k, right? So k times x. So this is an equation we get. Okay, so now we have a pair of values, x equals 4 and y equals to t. Putting these values, so we can find this constant k. So put x is equal to 4 and y equal to t in 1, obviously. Say this is 1. So it becomes t equals k into x, x is 4. Now shifting this 4 to the other side becomes t over 4. This is the constant proportionality. So the equation will be this equation, y is equal to t over 4 into x, right? So find terms of t when y is equal to 2. Okay, so next question is question number 8. By writing each correct to one significant figure, estimate the value of this whole expression. Okay, so first I will be converting each number into one significant figure, and obviously the first non-zero is the first significant figure, as this number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figure number. So we have to convert this number into one significant figure. Similarly this one, and this one. The first zeros are not considered as significant, so that's why the first significant figure will be this for third number, right? So converting into one significant figure, this will become 6 because the digit after 5 is 9, which is greater than or equal to 5. So it becomes 6, and this is the whole number, so it becomes 60 over, and this becomes 20 multiply by 0.9. Now you have to simplify it. 23 is 60, so we are left with 3 over 0.9. Removing this decimal means you have to multiply the numerator by 10, so it will be 30 divided by 9. So 3 3s are 9 and 3 10s are 30. So it will be 10 over 3, or we can write it as 3 whole 1 by 3 in mixed form. Okay, the next question is solve simultaneous equations. So we have linear equations and we have to solve them. Solving mean the point of intersection of these two straight lines, and this time I'm going to use the elimination method, in which we eliminate either x or y. To eliminate x, we need to equate the coefficients of x. You can see the coefficient of this x is 1 and the coefficient of this x is 3, so they are not equal. So to make them equal, multiply this equation by 3, which is actually the coefficient of the second, and the coefficient of first equation we multiply by the equation 2, which is 1, right? So when you multiply this equation by 3, it becomes 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 4y is 12y, and 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times whole equation will be 3x plus 2y equal to 8. So the coefficients are equal now. The signs should be opposite, so they can be cancelled out. So that's why I'm changing their signs of the second equation, right? So 3x minus 3x cancelled, 12x minus 2y, because this is the new sign, 10y, and 3 minus 5 gives you minus 5. Dividing both sides by 10, so y will equal to 5 over 10, which is 1 by 2. So y will be equal to negative 1 by 2, right? Now putting this value in first equation or second equation, it's your choice. So x plus 4y, y is negative 1 by 2, right, equal to 1. 2 2s are 4, right? So we are left with x plus 2 into 1, negative 1 is negative 2, equals 1. Shifting this negative to the other side, it becomes x equals 1 plus 2, so we get x is equal to 3. So this is the x coordinate of the point of intersection. So x equals 3 and y is negative 1 by 2. So this is the solution of the linear equations given. Okay, the next question is, in A part, Amir buys a camera for $250 and sell it for $200. Calculate the percentage loss. So percentage loss always depend on the loss we get, because this is actually the selling price, which is less than this is the selling price and this is the cost, and selling price is less than the cost price, that's why this is the loss he got. So percentage loss will be equal to loss divided by the cost multiply by 100%, and we know that the loss is the difference in selling price and cost price, so it will be 250 minus 200, the loss, divided by cost. Cost is 250 and then multiply by 100%, right? So 250 minus 200 is 50 over 250 times 100%. Now do cancellation, 0 0 cancelled, 5 1s are 5 5s are 25, and 9 5 1s are 5 and 5 20s are 100. So we are left with 20%, right? So this is the percentage loss. Next part B, Meera invests some money at a rate of 2% per year, simple interest. So this is actually the rate of interest, R, right? Simple interest, we can represent it by I. How many years does it take for her investment to double in value? To double in values, it means, okay, suppose P is the principal, like the money she invested in the start, right? So the simple interest will be I is equal to PRT over 100, right? And we have to calculate the time so that this interest will be equal to the principal. Got it? So because the amount, the total amount she will have is equal to the principal that she invested plus the interest she got. So if the amount will be double of the principal, it means this interest must be equal to principal, right? So that it becomes 2 times P. So that's why I am changing this. I is equal to P RT over 100. Got it? So putting the values, P equal to P, R is 2%, time is unknown, T as it is, and 100. Now shifting all the things except this T to the other side, so it becomes P multiplied by 100 over 2. And multiply P as well, equal to T. So cutting, P cancelled, and 250 100. So T is equal to 50. So in 50 years, the amount will be double of the value she invested, right? Okay, the next one is simplify 7 minus 3. So first of all, we expand it. 7 as it is minus 3, according to the math rule, you should be solved first. So negative 3 will actually multiply both of the terms inside the bracket. So minus 3 into 5k is minus 15k, and negative into negative is positive. 3 2s are 6. 7 and 6 are like terms, so it becomes 13 minus 15k will be your answer. So 13 minus 15k is your answer. Okay, in the next part we have solved the equation. This is the quadratic equation because of this square power, 2 power on x, right? So we have only 2 terms, we can take x as a common. Leftovers will be 5x minus 3 equal to 0. So this product is equal to 0. It means x must be equal to 0 and 5x minus 3 should be 0 as well. So x is equal to 0 is the first value. Shift this negative 3 to the other side, becomes 5 is equal to 3. Now dividing both sides by 5, we get x is equal to 3 over 5. So there are 2 values of x. The first one is 0 and the second one is 3 by 5. Evaluate 3 raised to power negative 2 multiplied with 3 raised to power 4. So when the bases are same, then multiplying each other, their powers are added. So that's why it becomes negative 2 plus 4. So it will be 3 square, and 3 square means 3 times 3, and it is equal to 9. Okay, the next one is 3 minus 3 raised to power 0. Any number that has a power of 0, it means this number will be equal to 1. So 3 raised to power 0 is 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. Next is y into 4, y raised to power 1 over 2, and multiply 4, y raised to power 1 over 4. Again, we are adding the power of the same basis. So 4 as it is, y, the common base, the power will be added like this. So simplify the fractions, multiplying 2 and multiply by 2, so it becomes like fractions. So their sum will be 4, 2 plus 1, or we can write it as 4 y raised to power 3 by 4. Okay, next, write the number in standard form. So standard form is actually a representation of number in which we write a number in this form, like a times 10 raised to power some integer, where a is always greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10, right? So that's why this decimal should be after the first non-zero digit. The first non-zero digit is 2 here, so it means we have to shift this decimal after 2, right? So it becomes 2.3. Now we have to count the number of digits between the original position of decimal and the present position of decimal. So there are 1, 2, 3 and 4 digits. Since we have shifted this point to the to 4 digits forward, so that's why the negative power should be written. So this is actually the standard form of the number given, 2.3 times 10 raised to power negative 4, right? Okay, and another expression given, 8 times 10 raised to power 9 minus 9 times 10 raised to power 8. So we take actually both of them as separate like numbers, and this negative sign, there is a difference between them. So this negative sign is different. So to simplify this whole expression, we need to take something common, and obviously the lowest power of 10, which is 10 raised to power 8, should be the common. So 10 raised to power 8 is common, so leftovers will be 8 times 10, 8 power taken as common, so 1 power left, right? So it becomes 10 raised to power 1. Similarly, from it, 10 raised to power 8 completely taken as common, so 9 left only. So it will be 8 times 10 is 80. Minus 9, right? Okay, 80 minus 9 is 71. Now converting this 71 into standard form, because the answer should be in standard form as required by the question, right? So this becomes 71 times 10. How to convert this the number into standard form? We have to shift the decimal after the first non-zero. So the decimal, obviously this is the whole number, so decimal should be after 1. So this decimal should be shifted to the first non-zero, which is 7. So it becomes 7.1, and the 10 raised to power 1, the number of digits between the present and the previous position of decimal, and there's only 1 digit between, right? So 1. Since we have shifted this decimal 1 digit backwards, so that's why the power should be positive on 10, and then multiply by 10 as it is. Combining the powers for 10, so 1 plus 1. So we are left with 7.1 times 10 raised to power 2, right? Okay, next question, question number 14. We have P equals 2 raised to power 3 times 5 square, and Q equals 2 times 3 square times 5. So find the highest common factor of P and Q. Okay, so to find the highest common factor, we need to factorize both of the numbers. Already they are factorized, so I'm writing these numbers. The first one is P equals 2 cube. 2 cube means 2 times 2 times 2, and similarly this is 3, and then 5 square means 5 times 5, right? Now writing Q, it is 2 and then times 3 times 3 and then 5 times 5, right? Okay, now making groups of common numbers. 2, this is 3, and the last one is 5. So the HCF will be the product of common terms. So 2 common factors, 2, 3 and 5. This is 2, 3 and 5, right? So 2 is 6, 6 5s are 30. So this is the highest common factor. Okay, the next part is find the lowest common multiple LCM of P, Q and 21. So first I'm writing P. P is 2 cube multiplied by 3 times 5 square, right? And then Q. Q is 2 times 3 square times 5, right? And the next third number is 21. So 21 should be factorized first, the prime factorization. So prime numbers should be used. So 3 times 7 is 21 and 7 times 1 is 7. So the third number will be 21 and the factors are 3 times 7, right? Okay. Now the LCM will be taking the largest power in each category, like 2 cubed is the largest one, right, this one, and in 3 the largest power is this 3 square, and in 5 you can see the largest power is this, and in 7 only 7 is present, so that's why it's taken as largest power. So the LCM will be 2 cube times 3 square times 5 square times 7, right? And give your answer as the product of the prime factor, so that's why this should be the answer, no need to solve it. So 2 cube times 3 square times 5 square times 7. Okay, find the smallest integer n such that p times n is a square number. Square number are those whose square root can be taken, right, or whose square root are possible, and the answer is in whole numbers. Okay, so p times n, what is n? Yeah, n should be found. P is given, yeah, p is 2 cube 3 then 5 square, right? So this is actually p, this is p multiplied by n. Okay, to make it square, this whole number square number, this 2 must be 4, like the powers should be even so that the square roots can be taken, right? So this is not an even power, it means n should have a 2, right, so that it multiplies with 2 cubed, it becomes 2 raised to power 4. Similarly 3 raised to power 1, so again it's not an even power, so we multiply by 3, so that this 3 into 3 becomes 3 square. 5 square already square number, so no need to multiply it with anything, that is 5. Okay, so it means the value of n is this 6, because if you multiply them, this number will become 2 raised to power 4 and 3 square and 5 square, which is a square number. So the value of n is 2 times 3, which is 6, right? Okay, so 15a, in the diagram 3 small triangles are shaded. You can see these shaded triangles. Shade one more small triangle to give the diagram that has exactly one line of symmetry. One line of symmetry. Only one small triangle should be shaded to make it one line of symmetry, right? Yeah. Taking this, yeah, if I take this line of symmetry, yeah, this one, one triangle cannot be colored. Yeah, if I take this one, no, and if I take this one, it's line of symmetry. Yeah, now it is possible. So the color triangle, you can see that line of symmetry, it means the left and right side of the line of symmetry should be same. So that's why I'm coloring this one. This is already same, right? So this is actually at the edge, so this edge should be colored as well, right? So now you can see that on the on either side of the line of symmetry we have same thing, right? Okay. Okay, next part B. In the diagram, the three triangles and the circle form a figure that has rotational symmetry of order 3. Find x. Rotation symmetry of order 3, it means all angles should be equal because there are three triangles. So this must be 88 and this must be 88 as well, right? And similarly, this is actually the right side of the triangle, so this must be x, and similarly this must be x as well. If it is y, this must be y, and this must be y as well. So we have to find the value of x. Equal because they are radii of the circle. So we have this a triangle which is an isosceles triangle because the two lengths are equal. So that's why this must be x as well, right? The equal to two equal angles of that an isosceles triangle. So now we can use this triangle to find the value of x. So x plus 88 will be equal to 180 degree, right? The sum of angles of a triangle is 180. So it becomes 2x, shifting this 88 to the other side becomes 180 minus 88. So 2x will be equal to 180 minus 88 will gives you 92, right? So x will be equal to 92 divided by 2, which is 46 degrees. Okay, the next part is find y. So to find y, we are taking this one, this complete circle, right? This one. Sum of all the angles at a point is 360 degree, right? So it means there are how many y's? 1, 2, 3. So 3y plus 88. How many 88s? Again 3 times 88. So these are actually the 6 angles and their sum, and should be equal to 360 degree, right? So 3y, 3 times 88 will be 3 8s are 24, 2 carry, 3 8s are 24, yeah, 26, 264 equal to 360. Shifting this 264 to the other side, so it becomes 3y equal 360 minus 264. Yeah, 360 minus 264 gives you 96. Okay, the next question is, in the Venn diagram shade the region which represents C intersection with A union B. Complement, yeah. So first of all, find A union B. A union B is obviously the combination of A and B both. So that's why I'm shading this. This will be A union B, right? And then the complement means excluding this whole set, a whole universal set. So I'm excluding this and shading the whole universal set, excluding A and A union B. So it will be this. So this is actually A union B complement, right? Now it is intersection with C. So where is C? C is this. So the portion where they intersect each other is only this, where C and A union B complement intersects, right? So erasing the rest except this. So this will be the shaded region required, right? Okay, next part we have universal set A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J, and the two sets also given, which are obviously the subsets of the universal set. The first one is T, B, D, F, H, J, and the elements of V will be A, B, D, G, H, I, right? The list of the members of T intersection with V complement. So first of all, we'll finding V complement. V complement is the set that has the members of universal set which are not in V, right? So A, B, D, G, H and I are common in universal set, so the left rows will be the V complement, which C, E, F and J, right? C, E, F and J. So this is V complement and its intersection with T. So T intersection V complement will be the members which are common in V complement and T. So they will be, yeah, only F, right? This is the only common element. So answer is set F. Next, find this x small n represent the number of elements of T union V. So first of all, we're finding T union V set. T union V means all the elements of T and V. So there should be B, common should be written only once, so these are common, B, B, D, D and H, H, right? Okay, now writing A, B, D, F, G, H, I and J, and we can count them now. Number of elements of T union V, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, right? Okay, question number 17. The diagram shows the lines x plus y equals 8, y equals half of x and x equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Region between the lines are labeled with the letters. Okay. Write down the label of the region which is defined by these three inequalities. These three inequalities are x plus y less than 8, y less than half x and y greater than 0. So first of all, identify these lines. X plus y equals 8, obviously it should be the line which passes through 8 and has a gradient, because this is y is equal to, shift this x to the other side, becomes minus 8 plus 8. So it's, if we compare this line with y is equal to mx plus c, we can see that m is the negative one, c is the 8. So it should be the line which has a gradient negative, and the y should be 8. So this line is this line, this line is this. So this is the line, right? So we can represent this line as y, x plus y equal to 8, right? Okay, the second one is y is less than half of x, or y equal to half of x. So this line has a gradient positive and passes through 0 on the y-axis, because its y-intercept is 0, right? So this line is this one. So I can write it as y equal to 1 over 2x, right? The third one is y greater than 0, or this line, right? Y equal to 0. Y is equal to 0 is a line where y equal to 0. So this line should be the x-axis, right? This line. This is y equal to 0, right? So for the inequality, you can see x plus y less than 8. Less than 8 means we have to put the arrow below this line. Below for less than, or if it is greater than, then above, right? So it should be below this line. Then again y less than 1, again below this line. Then y greater than 0, so above of y equal to 0 line. So obviously the region will be this, G, right? Okay, the next, write all the inequalities which defines region E. So where is it? Where is region E? Region E is this, right? So obviously the lines should be, the first line should be this, the second line should be this, right? And the third one is this. We define this region. So writing inequalities for these lines. Okay, as this region is above of this line, so it must be, this line is actually y equals half, so it must be y greater than 1 over 2x. Again, this region is above of this line, and this line equation is x plus y equal to 8, so it should be x plus y greater than 8, right? Now the third line, it is on the right side, the region is on the right side of this line. So this line is x is equal to 0, so in this region x is greater than 0, so this will be x greater than 0, right? So these are the inequalities we have. X greater than 0, then x plus y greater than 8, and then y greater than 1 over 2 x. So these are the inequalities which actually define the region E, right? Okay, so the next question is question number 18. The masses of 120 cereal packets were measured. The results are summarized in the cumulative frequency diagram. So use the diagram to estimate the median. Median is always in the middle, so there are, yes, 120 entries. You can see, yeah, 120 packets. So the median will be in the center, so it will be 50% of 50% of 120, and it gives you what? 60. So we have to look for the mass of 60 at 60. So this is 60, and the corresponding mass is this, which is exactly 501, right? So this will be the median. Then interquartile range. Interquartile range is actually the difference of upper quartile and the lower quartile. So upper quartile is at 75% of the entries, and lower quartile at 25%. So I'm finding that 75% of 120, and it gives you 90, right? And similarly 25% for the lower quartile of 120, it is equal to 30. Now looking for the mass for 90 and 30. First for the 90, 80 to 100, so each box of 2, no, each box of 5, because there are 5 small boxes from 80 to 100, so it will be one box will be of 5, one box will be of 4, so it is 84, 88, 92, so the 90 will be in the middle of this, right? And so the upper quartile, this is upper quartile, it is 502, right? Similar for the lower quartile for 30, and its value is this, and it is exactly equal to, yes, 501, so it will be 500.4, 2 boxes above 500, right? So it will be 502 minus 500.4. So we get 1.6. So this is the interquartile range, Q3 minus Q1. Okay, the next part is the measuring scales used were faulty. The measured masses were all 0.8 gram more than the actual masses. So write down the median in the interquartile range for the actual. So this will be the median. The interquartile range, we know that the mass for 75% is 502, the upper quartile, and the lower quartile was 500.4. So this time the upper quartile will be 502 plus 0.8, it will be 502.8, right? And the lower quartile will be, yes, lower quartile is 500.4, so 500.4 plus 0.8 gives you 501.2, right? So the interquartile range, or Q3 minus Q1, will be difference of this 502.8 minus 501.2. Again, this is same 1.6, right? Okay, the next part is question number 19. F of x, the function is given, f of x equals 5 minus x over x. Evaluate f of 1 over 2. It means we have to put this input value in the function. Say this is the function f of x, 5 minus x over x, and we are putting actually 1 by 2 in this, and this output is basically f of 1 over 2. So f of 1 over 2 will be 5 minus, the value of x is 1 over 2, right? And again value of x is 1 over 2. So 5 minus half is obviously 4.5, and this is 0.5. So when you divide it, becomes 9. Next, f inverse of x. Okay, to find the inverse of any function, we need to let the function, we need to consider the function equals y. So let f of x is equal to y, right? So we can write it as 5 minus x, f of x equal to y. Now the next step is to make x as a subject. So shifting this x to the other side, it becomes 5 minus x is equal to xy. Now taking this x term to the other side as well, so 5 will be equal to x plus xy. Taking x as a common, x plus y leftovers. Now shift this, 1 plus y leftovers. Shifting this whole thing 1 plus y to the other side. So it becomes 5 over 1 plus y is equal to x, or x is equal to 5 over 1 plus y. The last step is to replace this x by the inverse function of x and replace each y with x, right? So 5 over 1 plus x will be the inverse of f, or f inverse function. So we have 5 over 1 plus x. Okay, the table shows the results when a dice is thrown 300 times. So number on dice 55 times 1 and 42 times 2 and 45 times 3. So these are numbers. Okay, so in the first part we have to find the value of p. So how to find it? मानो ओए चुप करके बैठ जा, वहां ना तेरी भाई. So we know that the relative frequency of the probability of throwing 4 is 0.2. So if you multiply the total 300 times with the probability of this, so 300 times 0.2, so it gives you the value of p, means the number of times 4 was the result, right? So it will be p. So answer is 60. Next is q. Okay, we know that the sum of all the frequencies should be equal to 300. So I'm adding 55 plus 42 plus 45 plus p is 60, right? Plus 50 plus q, it should be equal to 300. Okay, 55 plus 42, now I'm adding them. Right? Okay, next part. How many times would you expect to throw a 2 when this dice is thrown 1000 times? This already, yes. So, 1000 times. So, I am multiplying it by rate. We have thrown 300 times and we get how many 2's? 42, this one, right? So 42 divided by, yes, 300 times. So simplify this, these two zeros cancel with these two zeros, means divide by 100, right? So 3 into 14 is 42. So 14 into 10 is 140. So answer will be 140 times. Okay, so we have a circle question, circle property question. So in the diagram, the points A, B, C, D and E lie on the circle center is this O. The points B, O and E lie on a straight line. Yes, these points on a straight line. So this line is obviously passing through O. It means this should be the diameter. This straight line should be the diameter of the circle, right? Okay, so AB is parallel to ED. Where is AB? AB. Yes, AB is parallel to ED. The arrows are actually showing that these two lines AB and DE are parallel lines, right? AB and DE, they are parallel lines. Okay, DEO angle is 53, it is given, this one. Then find the value of x. So where is x here? X is this angle. Okay. Yeah, if you consider this arc, this one, from this arc, the angle on the center is x, and from the same arc, the angle on the circumference is 53. And there is a relation between the angle on the circumference and the angle on the center. The center angle is always double of the angle at the circumference, right? So it means x should be equal to 2 times of 53, right? So answer will be 106. Okay, next part, find y. So where is y? Where y is here, this one. Okay, y is actually an angle that is made on the circumference, right? From which arc? If you say this arc should be this, right? So for this arc, this y is formed. So from the same arc, on the center, the angle this is formed. Got it? So we'll be finding this one, this angle, say this is T. I'm finding this angle T first. So T will be equal to, because this is the complete circle, so T should be equal to 360 minus x. And we know that value of x is 106. So we get 254, right? Now the angular circumference is half of the angle of the center. So it means y should be half of T. Circumference formed by the diameter is always 90 degree, right? And we already know that the t value of t is, no, t is also unknown. Yeah, t is also unknown. Yeah, we know that these two blue lines are parallel to each other, right? These lines are parallel to each other. So this z Okay, so the next question is question number 23. The diagram is the speed time graph representing part of a train's journey. The train slows down uniformly from a speed of 40 meter per second. So this is actually speed time graph given, right? Yeah, it actually, the speed was 40, initially speed was 40, and it actually slows down to 24, and it takes 20 seconds, right? And then from 24 to 0 speed, this is actually the 0, or train actually it stops at this point, and it takes 20 to 60, 40 seconds to stop it from 24 to 0, right? Okay, so find the deceleration between deceleration from 20 to 60. So 20 to 60 deceleration is always the gradient of the speed time graph. So it means we have to find the gradient of this straight line, right? So this gradient is actually the acceleration. So how to find the gradient? By using the rise over run formula. This is the rise and this is the run, right? So rise is obviously 24 and the run is 20 to 60, so it is 40, right? So simplifying it, 4 6s are and 4 10s are, and then 2 5s are, 2 3s are. So we have 3 over 5, or in the decimal form it will be 0.6 meter per second square, right? Find the speed when this is actually the deceleration. Obviously in the negative, it's a negative acceleration, but since he asks us to find the deceleration, so obviously it should be it is understood that is a negative, so that's why I'm writing only the value 0.6, not with a sign. So find the speed when t equal to 50. T equal to 50, right? Here, this one, at this point maybe, what is the speed if it is 50? So we need to find the equation, right? Or also we know that this is actually the deceleration, which means the speed actually decreases about 0.6 meter per second in every second. So it's start from 24, and what should be the speed after 20 to 50, 30 seconds from it. So if I multiply 30 seconds by the deceleration 0.6, I get 18 meter per second. So in this duration from 20 to 50, the speed decreases to 18. So it will be 24 minus 18, so the remaining speed will be 6 meter per second, right? So this actually the speed was 24, it decreased by 18. So at this point the speed becomes 24 minus 18 gives you 6 meter per second. Next is part C. Find the distance traveled from t 0 to 20. 0 to 20 is this. So to find the distance from the speed time graph, we need to find area under the graph. So we'll be finding the area of this portion, right? And obviously this is a trapezium figure. So area of trapezium will be the area of the graph under this, or the distance traveled from 0 to 20 seconds, right? So it is 1 over 2 the height multiplied by sum of the height is the distance between the two parallel sides. So these two parallel sides are these, and the distance between them is this. This is actually height 20. And then sum of parallel sides. The first parallel side is this one, which is of 40, and the second one is of 24. So 40 plus 24 is the sum. So 2 tens are 20, so we are left with 10 times. Sum of these will be 64. So it is 640 meters distance. Okay, now we have matrices. This is matrix A 3 minus 2 1 0, and matrix B given, both of them are 2 by 2 matrices. Evaluate 2A minus B. So just putting 2, then A matrix 3 minus 2 1 0, then minus B. B is this matrix. So this is actually scalar multiplication with the matrix. So 2 will multiply all the entries inside the matrix. So 2 3s are 6, 2 1s are 2, 2 into minus 2 is minus 4, and 2 zeros are 0. Now subtracting the second matrix from the first, so it will be the corresponding entries, obviously 6 minus minus 2, 6 plus 2, then 2 minus 1, then minus 4 minus 3, then 0 minus 0. So 6 plus 2 is 8, 2 minus 1 is 1, negative 4, negative 3 is negative 7, 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, in the next part we have to find the inverse of A. Okay, so inverse of A, it is actually equal to the adjoint of A over determinant of A, right? So first of all, finding the determinant of A. Determinant of A will be the product of the first diagonal minus product of the second diagonal entries, right? So the first diagonal is 3 into 0, right? Second diagonal is this 1 into minus 2. So simplifying 3 into 0 0, minus into minus plus, 1 into 2 2. So this will be the determinant, right? Now next step is to find the adjoint of A. Adjoint of A will be switching the entries of the first diagonal of A it will be 0 over 2 and negative 1 over 2. I have actually taking this 1 over 2 inside this. So 2 over 2 and then 3 over 2. So we get 0, 1, negative 0.5 and 3 over 2 is 1.5, right. So this is actually the inverse of A. Okay, next is finding the matrix X such that A into X is equal to this. So A into X is 3, negative 4. So we have to find the X. We cannot take directly A to the other side because there is no division in the matrices, right. So it means we have to multiply both sides by the A inverse to get rid of this A. So multiplying this matrix with A inverse here as well, right. So A inverse into A gives you an identity matrix. I into X, it will be A inverse into 3, negative 4, right. Identity matrix when multiplies with any matrix, the answer will be that matrix. So X will be I into X is equal to X. Now I'm putting the value of A inverse. A inverse is this 0, negative 0.5, 1 or 1.5, and then multiply by 3, 4, the second matrix. So this is matrix to matrix multiplication. It means the row of the first matrix will multiply the columns of the second matrix. So the first row is this, it will multiply by the first column, right. So 0 into 3, then minus 0.5 times negative 4. So first row into first column, then second row, this one, into so simplify it. 0 into 3 is 0, negative into negative positive, 0.45 into 4 is 2, and then 1 into 3 is 3, plus into minus minus, 1.5 into 4 is 6. So X will be equal to 2, 3 minus 6 is minus 3. This is actually X. Okay. Okay, so this is actually the last question maybe, yeah, 25. So question of vectors. Okay, in the diagram B is the midpoint of OD and OD, B is the midpoint, so it means the ratio between OB and BD will be 1, 1, right. And then the ratio of OA and AC is given 1:3, 1:3, OA and AC. Okay. Express as simplified as possible in terms of A and B. OC, the first part. So where is OC? OC is this, and we know that OA is A, and it means if it is A, and this should be 3 times A, right? This vector AC. So OC will be the sum of OA plus AC, A plus 3A, so we get 4A. Okay, the next CD. CD is this, and it is actually the sum of 2 vectors CO and CD, right? CO and OD, yeah. So CD will be equal to CO plus OD. So CO is obviously negative of OC. So we can write it as negative of OC, and OD is yes, OB is B. They have 1:1 ratio, it means this BD vector will be B as well. So OD is actually equal to B plus B, right? Now inserting the values, negative OC means negative 4A and will be plus 2B. So my answer is minus 4A plus 2B, right? In part B we have P is the point on CD where CP equal to 3/4 of CD. Express AP as simply as possible in terms of A and B. AP. P is the point on CD, this one. And the ratio is given, yeah. CP is 3/4 of CD. 3/4 of CD, it means this is 3 parts of total 4, so it means 1 part left for PD, right? Okay. So we have to write AP. Yes, AP. AP is this vector. So AP is this vector, and it's a sum of 2 vectors. The first one is AC and the second one is CP, right? Okay. So we can write AP is equal to, yeah, AC plus CP. AC should be equal to negative 3A, no, positive 3A, because this is 3A is in the same direction AC. So plus 3A. And what about CP? CP is this vector, it's actually 3 part of total 4 parts of CD. So we can write it as 3/4 CD. And CD we already known, this is actually the CD, right? So 3A plus 3/4 as it is, and CD will be replaced by negative 4A plus 2B, right? Now expanding this bracket, so it will be 3 A plus into minus, 4 cancelled, so 3A left, right? And 2 2s are 4, so 3/2B, yes, plus 3/2B. 3A cancelled, so we left with, this is AP actually, 3/2B, right? Okay, then find the ratio of AP to BD. AP to BD, AP is 3/2B and BD is B, right? Only B. So the ratio will be 3